Hello and welcome to Columbus Local Podcast. I'm Len D'Amico and this is episode number 89. And tonight we have the Lucky Penny Sisters.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
All two of them.
Yeah, there's two sisters and a couple of misters.
Yep, we do have a couple of Lucky Penny misters.
I see. Do they perform with you?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
That's even awesomer.
It is.
We're very lucky that way. And we've been making jokes about just adopting them. Because Caitie and I, for those of you who don't know, we really are sisters. We have the same mother, same father, grew up together, tried to kill each other.
She broke my arm.
I did. Truth. Yes. Let's move on. And
Wow.
but now with our bandmates, our backing band are some of the best men in the business, and we just joke that we just keep adopting people. So now we do whenever we do shots with our crowd, we call it Adoption Day. And congratulations, you're a part of the family now. Lucky Penny sisters and misters all over the place.
That's right. And our Lucky Penny misters are Eric Yinger. He is our drummer. And resident Tiger Ying.
Yeah, Yingo.
Yingo. And our bassist is Nick Axine. He's also the youngest member of the band and a former student of mine.
Very cool.
How awesome is that?
And then every now and again, we rent out Mr. James Ranke on lead guitar from Frankie and Ranke.
Yep.
The duo, good buddy of ours, and he's okay for a white guy.
We'll take he's him. Not bad. We'll take him.
He's aight.
He's fine.
He's aight.
That's cool.
It's very cool. We feel really, really lucky to get to play with who we get to play with, and we it takes some big brass ones to just have a couple of girls be running the whole show, and just be like, yes, okay, okay, how high? We say jump, doing. They say how high. Yeah. It's a really lovely kind of alchemy that we have created inside of our band, and we're very proud of them, and we're really, really lucky and really grateful that they trust us so much, and they take such great loving care with all of our stuff, whether it be covers or originals. They're definitely top shelf. So love you, boys.
Nothing from the sister after that.
I mean,
right. So that was Leslie Alexander. That was Leslie Alexander on that stage,
dissertation.
That stage, and we also have Caitie Thompson.
Hi.
The other half of the Lucky Penny Sisters, and we have a peanut gallery this evening.
Hi guys.
Gallery.
Which is awesome.
Me too. Feeling the love.
It's Radio City.
Yay.
JP and Nikki Marie. And Megabeth. Beth.
And Jamie, my girlfriend.
And Jamie's here. And they're all in the bed. And that precedent was set by the Neils many episodes ago.
God bless you, Niels.
But that bed has been christened more than once. Tonight's no exception. It's going to be a little... Did you put any Bisqueen? Did you put anything down first?
No. The questioning look on Beth's face is absolutely stellar right now.
She's so funny. She's awesome.
You're a very lucky man.
I am a very lucky man.
We know.
And you're the Lucky Penny Sisters.
We are!
So what does that mean? You guys are playing where?
Go ahead, Kate.
So recently we just had a show at the King of Clubs. We opened for Family Tradition. Right? Yes. Family Tradition. They are a Hank Williams Jr. tribute band. So that was a lot of fun. Before that, we had a couple of shows in Columbus area. We played Natalie's with Annie Brobst, and then we did our residency up at Put in Bay, which is common for us. We'll play Frosty's or the Boathouse. And prior to that, we actually were in Key West in April for the Songwriters Festival there. Mm-hmm. So it's been a super busy year. we just shot a music video for our single Bourbon and Wine that we've been working on. So
sweet.
It's been a busy year, man. We're tired.
We're tired. Looking forward to a long winter slumber.
Yes.
But that's not going to happen. Who are we kidding?
You have 2 children and a full-time job. So.
Correct. Yes.
That's a lot going on.
So all the things going on, man. All the time. 25 years.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
We've been doing this a long, long time. It's crazy.
Is it 25 years now?
I don't want to say it again. Please don't make me.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
just threw up a little bit in the back.
Have you always performed together?
In and out of ensembles.
Like way back in the day.
Way back in the day. The very first band that we were in together, I was 12 years old. Mm-hmm. And it was called Grounded. We were a all female group, and it was 4 parts. Andy Hall, R.I.P. She was our lead singer and keyboardist. Caitlin Bull was guitarist and also drummer, because Caitlin and I flip-flopped on instruments. So that's when we first started playing in bands together. But I started out as a musician. I started at like 8 years old playing guitar, and then by 10 I switched to drums. And so I was doing ensemble stuff, for school and whatnot. And then it was Mom and Mindy that got Grounded started, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't us. It was our moms.
But Caitie because she was, into drums, and started drumming, she really started talking about wanting to be in a band. And when you're the drummer, usually, especially when you're young and you don't have your own wheels and you don't have your own, band practice ends up at your house. So Caitie was inviting these musicians to come over and jam, but none of them wanted to sing.
Yeah.
And because I was a theater kid, I had 0 designs on ever being in a rock ensemble in any capacity, unless it was on a Broadway show.
A performer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have always said that before even being a vocalist, I would corner myself as a performer. I am a storyteller in every sense of the word, and whatever medium I can use, I am all about that. But Caitie started begging me, please, just for tonight. And then, we did Grounded, and I was like, okay, well, that was fun when Grounded kind of inevitably we just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the end of it. Mm-hmm. And then Caitie met another local female musician named Erica Blinn, and, her dad brought her over to our house to jam. And neither one of them wanted to sing. So again, Caitie's like, hey, come here and, sing on this.
No way.
Erica's dad came to pick a Jerry Blinn of formerly Black Leather Touch. So he was, big time in the Columbus music scene. They did I think they did some tours, didn't they?
Yeah, they did some tours, and, they opened for a lot of, big national acts and stuff. And our mom and Jerry, this all comes back to Mom, you guys. So our mom and Jerry met at an event that they were both working at Ohio Wesleyan. And it was actually because of Aura Khan, because Aura was like, hey, your kids are talented, and you should put them together. So truthfully, it was Aura Khan that started the Rip City Rockers.
You hippy dippy shakers know how to pack a van. God bless Aura. But yeah, I had no interest really in being in a rock and roll band, and it wasn't until Jerry Blinn was like, you know what? After seeing y'all play, this sounds really good. I know this one kid who plays a mean lead guitar. I'm gonna bring him over. Next thing I know, I'm in a band and they're shoving a bass at me, and they're like, here, push on this block, that string, and this string. That's the whole song. You're good. Go ahead. And I fell in love with it. Yeah. Believe me, nobody was. Yeah, keep laughing, Chuckles. Keep laughing. Beth is turning red.
Well,
yeah,
she's an instigator.
Nobody was more surprised than me how much I loved it. And
then why did you stop?
No, not playing bass, just being in a band.
Okay.
Let's be clear. Okay. I did not love playing the bass. I was terrified every single night of holding that thing, because it is it was a beautiful object. We named my bass guitar the Lovely, And it really was. She was absolutely beautiful. And I just knew I'm not worthy of this instrument thing that I'm holding. I'm not worthy of being up here.
She could have been if she would have just kept with it. In Lynn, it was this beautiful Mexican P bass. It was purple, and it was just the lovely. It had to be called the lovely.
It was. It was beautiful.
It sounds lovely.
It was.
It was gorgeous. I was not worthy, however.
That's a lie. You could have been if you would have just kept going.
Listen.
You were already worthy.
Okay. Put down Mjolnir. Everything's going to be fine, you nerd.
Where
Mjolnir.
is Jackson when I need him?
I know. He's at home being a good boy. That's where he is.
Dang it.
But I wanted to be, but it just was not my focus. Like being an instrumentalist, being a musician was not my focus. I was meant to be a performer, if anything, on stage. That is really where I felt the most comfortable. To me, it felt awkward. It felt unnatural holding a bass while singing and trying to put on a show. I did not like it. I did it because it was what was needed. I was committed. I said I would. I followed through. I did it. But yeah, nobody can claim that I could have been good at it. I will admit that. I was not committed to it. And that was the whole crux of the matter with me. And Caitie, in her own right, is okay. Sit back, hush, hush. Now.
I can give you shit.
Caitie is also an incredible, brilliant musician, and even though we are sisters, like she is one of my favorite people in my life. She is one of my closest and dearest friends. Not only do I love her because we are family, I respect her, I cherish her. Her opinion is important to me. And the caliber of musician, like actual instrumentalist that she is, far supersedes anything that I was ever interested in committing to for myself. And I knew, okay, I can't hit where you are on the level that you are, where you play music, but I can absolutely hit that level as a performer. And I knew I wanted to bring my best because Caitie brings her best to everything that we do. So thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Very well stated too, I might add.
Thank you.
Well, thanks.
No, and it's true. Like
yes.
we really are family, and we fight like family, and we disagree. But at the reason that we have lasted this long, over 2 decades, in performance and being in different bands and having our own thing, and then evolving from an acoustic duet into a full band, is because we respect each other, and we really want the other one to succeed. We really want the other one to feel heard, and we love doing it together because we understand the product that we both want to put out is exactly the same. Mm-hmm. So that whenever we are on each other's nerves, we
tell the other one to just eat a Snickers.
Eat a Snickers.
And it'll be fine.
Snickers cures a multitude of ails.
How often does that happen, that one of you gets on the other's nerves?
I mean, it's like every other show, really.
Pretty much.
Every other show.
But I mean, I'm not talking about.
Are you know, you have long. There's usually a duration of time.
Well, now there is.
Now there is.
Okay, now there is.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I was telling JP
every other show
earlier, like for the first 10 years that we, performed
as
Lucky Penny, it was every single weekend. And when we first started, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every single weekend, because I had just quit my job and I was pregnant with my second son and I wanted to be able to stay home. So doing music enabled me to stay home with my children and gig on the weekends and not pay anybody childcare.
Yeah.
And that's how my ex-husband and I, that's how we made it, was because, thank God I can sing, because that kept the lights on and kept food on the table when we were young and broke and starting our family. Like, music saved my freaking life. And today, I mean, as a single mom, it's still, saving my life, the revenue that we get from that. But we don't have to go as hard as we did in the beginning. And man, am I grateful for that.
Yeah, we can't. We're not 21
I
anymore.
know. We're not 20 anymore. Yeah, I like sleep. I like sleep a lot more than I ever have in my life.
Yes, same.
It's a necessity.
100%.
Eventually, you'll fall asleep.
The older I get, the less and less I have to wait to fall asleep. I can fall asleep when I have intentions to do completely other things, like do the dishes or cook dinner. Oops, sorry, fell asleep.
Yeah.
That never used to happen in my youth.
No, you keep going.
Yeah, I could when I was young, and now I'm old and I am tired. Amen, sister.
So how many years then? So what was the name of that first band that you guys?
Grounded.
Grounded.
Yeah.
You
So
guys rolled?
it was Grounded first, and then the Rip City Rockers, and then Lucky Penny Sisters.
And so are you guys are obviously pretty well known for the Lucky Penny Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Was the band name prior as big a brand?
No, I think Rip City Rockers we were just really popular in Delaware. You know, we were a bunch of kids, so we were well liked. We did a lot of charity work, and you know, all of our parents had a lot of friends that would show up to our gigs. But I mean, we did start playing in bars as teenagers. We had our parents with us everywhere we went. So, you know, that band, Rip City, was around for about 2.5 years. I think Grounded lasted maybe about 1.5 years. 1.5 years at the most. And then it was in 2010, after I graduated from college from Capital, that we started Lucky Penny.
Really cool.
Yeah. So, and over the course of, you know, our time, like, I mean, Leslie's, you know, she was in a couple of different bands. I was in maybe, you know, 1 or 2 other like garage bands in high school. But then once I graduated high school, I went to college, and like I was in music school for 4 years with my head down in a practice room.
What kind of music were you listening to? Everything? What kind of music were you listening to, like early, like that? You know, going to music school.
Going to music school? Well, I was listening to required content at that point. Our music literature class was pretty rough with Ray Eubanks, who just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Professor Eubanks. And so his music literature class, we had to learn a lot of music, like dating back to Gregorian chant. So I have studied from the beginning of written music up to, you know, 20th century, you know, today's music. A lot of it was actually focused in like classical music, and then like second half of that class, it was jazz and rock and roll. I almost failed the first half, and then I aced the second half. And then I don't even remember, you could probably ask some of my friends, but for some reason at the very end of that class, the last day, I had to dance with him. We had to waltz for some reason, and Ray picked me, and I had to waltz with my professor in the class. So, you know, it was
not at all awkward.
It was different. So all of that stuff, like I said, it was just required.
But now, like, you should also ask her about the documentary that she wrote the entire score for in several different genres. Go ahead and talk about
Caitie,
going
what about
home.
the documentary?
That was smooth, Les.
I am all about this right now.
Okay, so Leslie had a contact from when she spent some time in California. And so Christina had approached me and said, hey, and this is during COVID, mind you. So she's like, hey, what are you doing right now? I'm like, literally nothing.
Like the rest of the country.
Like the rest of the world. Like, give me something to do. And she said that she had this documentary that was all about the effects of sound and what they can do to the human body at a molecular level and also at a spiritual level. And so she was taking a team and going around the country interviewing people who use sound in their practice or they study sound in any capacity. And so she was like, you know, we're taking submissions from artists. If you would like to, you know, create some music for us, we would love to have it in the documentary. And obviously as a pro bono thing, right? It was pretty much just, everybody was donating time for this project. And I thought it was awesome. I thought, what they were trying to do to, tell people about the effects of sound. I thought that was amazing because I had spent time working as a trained drum circle facilitator. So part of the work that I did with the Central Ohio Symphony, we were actually going to Mary Haven Clinic, and we were doing therapeutic drumming circles with the clientele. And so when Christina said, hey, be a part of this, I said, yep, let's do it. And because it was COVID and I had no shows, I was literally just I was teaching virtual lessons. That was the way I was making my money, and doing some some other online work. So I said, okay, cool. I'll write you a couple of songs, and then, you can take what you want. So I think I wrote them 3 songs, and they were all different genres. And then they were like, oh my God, we love what you're doing. Can you do more? So I ended up writing 16 songs in total, all in different genres. I mean, it went from just some very nice classical piano type sounds to organ, almost kind of like a Mozart organ theme almost. Not anywhere near that good. I'm a hack, right? But it was supposed to be organ-esque, so I gave them organ sounds and said, hey, it's a song.
Yep.
And then I did this one really cool almost jazz tune. I called it Razzmatazz Jazz, and I ended up taking a cajon and recording the snare drum sounds with brushes. So it was right? So I record this on my cajon, and then I put the guitar part and the bass part behind it and sent it off, and they just started losing their mind over it. So I just kept writing, and it went from literally jazz and church music to rock and roll David Bowie stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the documentary is called Going Ohm, and that's OM. You can find it on YouTube, and there are tons of YouTube clips all over the place. But yeah, it's Going Ohm. So please check it out.
Absolutely, and we can put a link to that in this episode description.
Absolutely, I'll give it for your show notes. Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. So cool.
Thanks for being a brag.
You're welcome.
You're cute.
I love you. See, I love her so much, and I'm so very, very proud of how hard she works and her dedication to music. It's why one of the reasons that if she ever stops, then I'm done. I'm not going to do this without her.
It's so cool. You guys are joined.
Mm-hmm. We are very much so.
Absolutely. You remember when Snickers started doing those ads you're not really yourself when you're hungry, and it's like Betty White tackling somebody at a practice, and then they started putting bad nicknames on the wrappers. Well, one day I told her, I was like, listen, I know we got this thing that we have to do, but I'm not feeling it, and on your way to my house to pick me up, I need you to bring me a Snickers. So she brought me one and it said Brat. The wrapper said Brat.
Yes, it did.
It did. And the thing is, it immediately made me happy, and it changed my entire outlook on the day.
Bravo.
It worked.
That's how much I love her.
Bravo.
Thank you very much. I know how to deal with your inner demon when I need to.
Yes. Priscilla's not immune to you.
No.
Priscilla is my anger demon. I picked a very intimidating name for the angry side of me, that when I become that person that I'm not very proud of or am scared to death of. And if Priscilla is out of the cage, it's a bad day. It's a bad day for everyone. So yeah, Caitie knows all about Priscilla.
Yeah, she comes out to play once in a while. That's why I always keep a Snickers in my purse.
This is horrifying news.
What, that I'm not Susie Sunshine all the time?
No, here's the thing. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I hear these stories like this, and I'm like, man, I had 2 brothers, mm-hmm. and I had 2 sons. I had 2 stepsons, at a time, and I didn't have any estrogen at all growing up, which explains maybe why I've had 2 wives. But the point is, what is the point?
What's the point, Lynn?
That I hear these stories about these what would you call them?
Anger demons.
Anger demons.
Anger demons, and
Yeah.
I can't relate because I've never related to that. I've never really witnessed it.
Well, my therapist actually told me that I was well ahead of the curve in doing so because it gave me a safe space to explore my anger while not identifying myself as an angry person. He was worth every penny. Matt Harmon, I'm going to send this to you and you're welcome.
That is priceless.
Leslie.
Yes, dear.
I mean, that's kind of personal remark, but I think maybe it might touch and help somebody else.
I hope it does. I really hope it does. I am an absolute open book. I might look like Susie Cream Cheese on the outside, but no, I'm a whole ass mess over here.
Sweetheart, you have a mohawk, all right, most of the time.
Yes.
You don't look like Susie Cream Cheese. You look like that girl that nobody should bleep with.
Which so that happened.
She has to tell you this story, Lynn. This
All right.
is the best.
So
Let's
you
hear
know
it.
the love of my life, Brett. You got to
Yes,
meet him. We got
I
to hang
did.
out at 3 a.m.
I-
at a Waffle House. It was beautiful.
Well, but
such good times.
I also jammed with him.
And you did jam with him. That's right.
Well, that was
so
fun. That was a good time.
I had told him that, usually a lot of times people are very intimidated by me. I carry myself like very strong. I'm a big presence and I like that about me, but I'm well aware that not everybody enjoys that energy. And, he and I took my kids downtown. We live in Delaware, and Delaware does a summer on winter concert series. We were taking my kids to that that concert, and then we pass a church from where we parked to getting to the concert. And then on the way back, this gentleman comes up to me and Brett and my 2 kids, and he goes, "Dude, I mean you no harm." He goes, we're from Mary Haven. We're just having a little group right here on the lawn. But I just had to tell you, we saw you guys like walk into the concert. He goes, and I looked at my buddy because I was watching you walk, and I just said, that woman is nobody to fuck with. And I start cracking up. And my boyfriend, for those of you who don't know, is 6'4", and
He's a lumber snack.
Yes, he is. That's what Katie's called him since the day she met him.
Damn.
And he's just completely taken aback. He's like, she's actually very sweet. She's so down to earth. She's a really nice person. And he's like, He's like, that woman's a mission. You don't mess with her. And I looked at him outside, and I have told you since the day that we met, this is how people see me. You see me differently because you're looking down from like up on high, like, not a whole lot of the population gets to. So, but yeah, good times.
Very, very, very good times.
Yeah, you're not Susie Cream Cheese, sweetheart.
No,
I love you.
No, I'm not. I'm a happy person. Like once people talk to me though, I'm so ready to love other people. I genuinely do love people. I have a good outlook.
She's
I
also
love
ready
me.
to genuinely like grab you by the throat too.
I mean,
Well,
is it,
only
if
when
it,
she's what's her name?
Priscilla.
Only when she's Priscilla.
I haven't met Priscilla yet.
No,
You don't need to.
Nikki, you have not met Priscilla.
It's not a goal to achieve.
Katie's seen Priscilla.
Oh God,
yeah.
yeah, of course she has.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing Priscilla has done?
Priscilla hauled a dude out of a bar by his throat. And it was well deserved. Lynn. So listen, I witnessed this entire thing. So there was a dude who was messing with Leslie's best friend, Alyssa, and
She didn't want that attention.
no, she did not want that attention. There's a lot to that story, but the
just
part
gonna
you
leave it at
need
that.
to know is that he thought he was going to step to Leslie, aka Priscilla, and Leslie stands up, picks this dude up by his throat, and walks him out of the bar. And Oh, yeah, I know. And so
because of his behavior.
correct,
Yes.
because of his behavior.
Right.
And the bartender comes up to me. She goes, "What is happening? Is everything okay?" I'm like, "No, she's good." And
She's
and
fine.
the bartender goes, "But is he?" And I'm like, "Probably not."
He's
But
probably
we're not
okay.
worried about him right now. He was being a douche, and he got his comeuppance. Leslie's just the one that got to deliver it to him,
Yeah. Yeah.
aka Priscilla.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
what'd
by
you
the
do- what'd you-
throat.
What'd you do to him?
so that particular individual, my best friend, had come up to visit me. She had put him in prison for stalking, and he was out. And as it happens, she wanted to go to our favorite local dive bar and have a nightcap. He was there, and she said, "Listen, I don't want any trouble, but you stay in your corner, and I'm going to stay in my corner, and the other side of the bar, you stay away from me." He didn't want to do that, and he thought that it was going to be no big deal since he was 6'2", and outweighed me by about 50 pounds. He just thought that he was going to swat me to the side so he could come after my best friend, who he traumatized, put through therapy, terrified her children, and then had to go to prison for. And I was like, "I ain't feeling that, bro. Let me show you." And so he got shown.
Yeah. So what happened?
I carried him, like Caitie said.
By the throat?
By the throat.
Were
Hustled
you
him right out the
dragging his ass?
No,
or
I
were you
pushed
just-
him. I pushed him, and he kept coming at me. So then I grabbed him by the throat and I shoved him all the way out the door. And I said, "You leave her alone." I said, "She said no. She gave you an opportunity to not make this ugly, and you done screwed it up." And so he lingered outside for a bit. I realized she was ready to go home. Obviously, she just wanted to be done with the night. I realized I left my wallet in my car. It had fallen out of my purse. And at that point, she and I drove exactly the same model, type, make, model, and car. And I go out there, and he was sitting on the bumper of my car thinking it was her car. And so I went in and I told one of the other bartenders, who is a good buddy of ours, I said, "I would like to not go to jail tonight. I need you to go tell the riffraff to get off my bumper so I can go home. You just need to dismiss him." And so that's how it went down.
Yeah. So
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the time I was still a single mom. I knew I had kids at home. Like I cannot go to jail for wiping the floor with this guy, but I can absolutely put a chasm between he and my best friend, who was definitely, reeling from the entire thing.
And you were successful in doing that.
I was. Yeah, Priscilla doesn't lose.
Bravo.
she's never lost.
Priscilla has never lost when she has squared up with anybody.
She never will.
No.
Caitie, let's hear another Priscilla story. Can we hear another one?
Okay. Let's see. Well, I want to make sure that I don't call something out that I shouldn't.
I mean, it's not a family show.
Ooh, I got you. Okay.
All right, Caitie. All right. Caitie Thompson tells another Priscilla story, which is
Leslie's anger demon.
what we call
Yes.
Thank
Leslie's
you.
anger demon.
Man, this is all this is estrogen stuff.
Lynn is
don't-
getting an education.
Yes, thank
This
you.
ain't PBS, baby.
You guys are off number. Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
I think we're gonna have to talk later.
We're gonna have to talk later.
I've been spiteful.
Okay, so we were down in the south of Columbus playing at a bar that is going to be unnamed, and their, shall we say, patrons were they were something anyway. So we get the crowd going, and we're having a great time, and we're just cranking out cover after cover, having a blast with these people. They were getting drunk and getting rowdy, and then this dude with this cut off t-shirt and his beer belly hanging out with this ripped up straw cowboy hat and maybe one tooth.
Shout out. There's a tooth story as well
Yes.
embedded in the Priscilla story.
This story is like an onion, Lynn. We got layers, man.
I like how it's unfolding. I do.
Did you like that? Loved it. Good. All right. So anyway, Toothless over here. he's walking up and he's dancing, and he gets right into Leslie's face, and he just starts going, sing it, baby, yeah. I mean, it was like redneck Austin Powers. I shit you not. And luckily for me, I'm over there just singing some backup vocals, so I just stopped singing because I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm laughing. Every other word that's coming out is just, me wheezing into the microphone. And so finally, the song ends. And we're dying, like, we're looking at each other like, what the hell is this shit? And then we start up another song, and it was one that I had to sing. And then he comes over to me and starts, sing it, baby, yeah. And I couldn't.
Oh
I had to stop because I was laughing so fucking hard. And so I'm like, man, you can't do this to me. And Leslie goes, all right. And like puts her hand on him and backs him up, gets him away from my microphone. And she's just like, okay, guys, if we're going to continue to sing and play tonight, we're going to have some decorum. Take a step back from the microphones. Give us some breathing room.
Everybody, we need a parameter. But that's all the same sweet cheeks that freaked out. I was 7 months pregnant at that show.
The same guy?
Same guy. No, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Caitie, it's been like a billion years. Same. We were
way.
loading in all of our equipment, and I had this big pregnant belly, and I was carrying our light rack, and I had like the stands in one hand, and I had the lights in the other. And this guy walks up to me, same dude, straw hat with like cut off midriff.
Yeah.
T-shirt, Ohio State T-shirt.
Ohio State jersey.
Ohio State, yeah.
That's it.
With his hairy belly hanging out, and he goes, "Ma'am, are you in the band?" And I'm like, "Yep."
Clearly not remembering her from the time before.
And he looks both ways, like somebody's gonna come after him. And then he whispers to me. He goes, "But you're pregnant." So, being the sweet little asshole that I am, I drop both the things that I'm carrying, the stands and the lights, and I went, "Oh shit!" and looked down at my belly like I had seen it for the first time ever. And like it just blew my mind. Oh my gosh, I'm pregnant for the first time. And he immediately was like, "Oh, okay. All right." I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've known for a while. I peed on a stick and everything." Yeah, but it's that sort of,
Is she always had this level of sarcasm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she is. She's the sarcastic one. Are you the middle one?
I am the middle one.
She's the middle one. I'm pretty sarcastic too.
Caitie
Yeah,
definitely
but
holds her own.
Are you the youngest?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
The youngest one, sarcasm, is like this one. Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome.
That's why you and Beth get along so well. Like your level of awesome is lockstep.
You people are hilarious.
My girl right there.
Fangirls.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have to agree.
But you're the middle one. That's real sarcasm.
Oh, yeah.
Real sarcasm.
Oh, yeah. I have the most issues out of all three of us girls. Absolutely. Yes. For those of you who don't know, by the way, we need to shout out to our older sister, Amanda. Amanda does not perform, but she is absolutely cooler than both of us, I think.
Correct. She is.
She's amazing.
She doesn't perform music. Mm-mm. And what's her awesome
Amanda
parts?
is Amanda.
Amanda is a hairstylist,
Yeah.
and she is a really freaking good one.
Nice.
And so she's been a hairstylist for how many years? Like 20 some odd years now.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah. Like, so I
8, maybe 28.
No.
No?
24.
24. Okay. Well, still, that's one of her big superpowers, but she's also the kindest and sweetest human. Like, that is really Amanda's superpower. She's got a heart full of gold.
That's awesome.
And she's so funny. And the thing is, like, you never expect it because you always expect her to say something sweet and genuine and heartfelt. And then all of a sudden she'll just come out with the wittiest freaking one-liner and nobody in the room is prepared. She's like a sneak attack of funny.
Oh, my gosh.
She's the best.
She is.
It is the best. Amanda, we love you.
Love you so much, P.
Man.
Lynn,
Man.
Lynn, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you want to get adopted into the Lucky Penny Sisters and Misters? We can be family.
What's entailed?
You just have to cheers with us.
Yeah.
That's all you got to
yeah.
do. So we're
Yeah.
just going to do a holler and swaller. So
All right.
here we go.
I'm
1,
in.
2, 3. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Take a drink. There you go. Now you got 3 sisters, Lynn, and one you haven't even met. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. It's a privilege.
Nothing's going on over here.
Peanut gallery.
It's all
Well,
good.
part of the peanut gallery is departing. Oh, is that the ladies' room? Is that what you said?
Yes.
and a little bit more into the mic, please, Lynn.
Oh. You play a lot of instruments. I
do.
What do you play?
Okay,
Caitie.
so percussion, anything from timpani to mallets, triangles and snare drums, drum set for sure, cajon. So pretty much anything in the percussion family I can play. Also a guitarist, bassist. I can play a little ukulele, and I play a little bit of piano.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about your sister over here?
Hey!
Les-
Well,
Leslie
Leslie
is
sings. She's a vocalist.
she is a phenomenal vocalist.
Front person.
Yes, front person,
Entertainer.
entertainer.
Performer.
Okay. Can I share a proud sister moment? So we were playing.
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
There's only one answer to that. Really?
Thank you. So we were playing Bristol Republic, and they have the way that the stage is cut out. It's very much like you're in a box when you're the band, but seeing where the audience is really cool. And so there's this little itty bitty piece of stage that's big enough for you to walk on, but you got to be careful. So we were doing the Buckeye Battle of the Bands competition, and it was getting up there. We were competing against Trey Myers, and so there was a lot of people that were coming out to this competition every night. And there was this moment where I was back inside of the little stage box, playing my guitar, and Leslie was out front. And the way that the lights were shining on her and the way that she had control over the entire audience was unlike anything I had ever seen. And then I remembered the last time that I had seen something like that, I was actually at a legitimate concert. And I just kept thinking to myself, holy shit, that's my sister on that stage. And she literally was like, the crowd was just looking up at her like she was the siren singing her siren song. So sing your siren song. Sing your siren song. And, sorry, that goes back a long way too. But I think that Leslie has got to be one of the very best performers that I have ever seen. And there's a lot of bias there because she's my sister and I'm proud of her. But I have seen this woman on a rock and roll stage. I have seen her on a theater stage where she's just acting and not singing. And then I've also seen her do amazing work in musicals. She is one of the most chameleon-like artists on a stage because she can embody whatever character it is in that moment that she is really trying to connect with. And I think what is so interesting about Leslie is that she doesn't think that she's all that when she's singing in Lucky Penny Sisters. But I think half of the battle is that she just doesn't realize that she has to actually play her part as herself and just lean into what she's capable of.
Oh, sister. Oh, Beth came back with the LPS t-shirt on.
It looks good on you, girl.
It sure do. It sure do.
That's awesome.
Thank you, sister. That was very beautiful.
You're welcome.
It's all true.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that.
All the hearts all around.
Hearts all
It
around.
was a nice. That was very well eloquent. It was well put.
Thank you.
She's very sweet.
You're both very sweet.
Oh, thanks.
Your shows are high energy.
Yeah.
I personally haven't seen you live. It just blows my mind I haven't yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but Beth
But
has.
yeah, there you go. That's good.
We can't stop moving. It's part of it.
Yeah,
Well-
so 20, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say we've always said we'll hang this up when we're not having fun anymore.
Yeah.
And if we don't look like we're having fun, then what the hell's the point?
Right.
You know, we're not up there to glorify ourselves. We're up there to share the magic of music. And just like Caitie was talking about the magic of sound and the things that it can do to the mind, to the body, to the emotions, to be able to unify a room. Like, that's real alchemy. That's really special. That's one of the reasons that we keep doing this. And yeah, I've got, I have a lot going on in my private life, being a busy professional, and then also juggling the parenting thing. But this is something I'm just not willing to let go of, because it's literally every single show is a once in a lifetime opportunity to have that.
Indeed.
That opportunity. And you never know when it'll be, your last. We have no designs on stopping. But even some of the tiniest shows that we've played have at times ended up being the best.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Due to the room and the people in it. And, the way that people can ask a complete stranger with a microphone in their face to, play the specific song to help them feel a little better, or help them remember a special time, or, transport them back, or just transport them away. That is a gift. And I never, ever want to feel like I'm above that. I never want to feel like, oh, it's just a thing I do. I take great pride in what we do, and where we play, and the shows that we put on. It's time away from my kids. It's, time away from my writing. It's a lot, but it's so worth it. And, less than 1% of the population actually has musical ability, like the world population. To get to be in that 1%, to get to do this is absolutely a gift. And I never want to look that horse in the mouth. I never want to say, oh, well, it's nothing. Because at times, playing music, being a performer has meant everything, got me through a lot. And I know that Caitie feels the same.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There were a couple of times when I almost thought about giving it up right after college, actually. And it was Lucky Penny. It was Leslie saying, like, no, we need to do this. She's like, I'm broke. I need the money. You need the money. She's like, you just got out of college. You don't have any money. So she's
You
like,
broke college kid.
Let's just play some cover songs, make some money.
Yeah, you guys have been at it a long time. How many years have you been performing together?
I think
As
it's
Lucky
25.
Penny.
As Lucky Penny, 14.
Yeah, it's Lucky
Yeah,
Penny,
but in
14.
total, though, too.
Total 25.
25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still high energy. I've seen the videos.
Most of the
It's good
shows are.
stuff. It's great. It's very musical, and it's awesome.
My favorite thing is when Caitie gets a wild hair up her ass and she has this great idea to transpose something or to mash something up on the fly in the middle of a show.
Listen, it's never a good idea to transpose something on the fly. That's called an accident.
I was trying to give you a grace here, sister. Come on now, Lee.
I can call myself on my bullshit.
Can't
It's
claim
fine.
that, though.
But like, she'll start playing and then I'll start singing, and then it's just like we have the same look on our face. We look at each other and go, "That's not right.
Yeah.
Oops, that's not the right key." But she gets this funny look on her face when she's about to pull a fast one and do something that we aren't used to, and it's just kind of like, all right, buckle up, hold on, here we go. And she will like pull a rabbit out of her hat and mash it with something that I never would have thought of, just because, oh, I was listening to this on my way home from work today, and yeah, this will work. This is cool. And that's just how her brain works. It's like this a magical Rolodex of music all the time. All the time. So I just go with it. And now our bandmates, like the Lucky Penny Misters, the guys in our band, they just know to go with it. It's like when Caitie looks at them with the big eyes, it's like, pay attention because shit's about to happen.
Now, Do they know this at this point?
100%.
They do.
Yeah.
They're on board.
But the thing is,
Oh, yeah, they're totally
she
on
is
board.
such a badass band leader. They trust her implicitly. They would follow her off the edge of a cliff because she knows what they need, when they need it, how they need it, and she makes it look like meh, like no big deal whatsoever. Like, I'm gonna carry the whole band on my shoulders, and I'm gonna play 6 instruments like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins, and it's not a big deal. It's fine. Everything's fine. I've got it. It's fine. So they're like, Caitie's leading. We're good. Whatever. And she's like, listen, you've never played this before, but we're at Put in Bay, and somebody just put a 50 in the bucket. So this is what we're playing. And they're like, right. Let's go. Cool. No problems. Everything's good. Because she's that amazing of a band leader. And y'all are laughing, but I am
It's
so
all true.
No, but yeah, Nikki's like it is accurate.
Totally true.
Accurate.
I need a magnetic tip jar.
Yeah.
Lessons for everyone. Lessons for everyone.
I'm telling you, band leader makes the band. The band leader, not any one of the instrumentalists by themselves.
I think the drummer
matters
and
big
the bass
time.
player,
But
the rhythm section,
keeping it all together,
it's all
keeping it all together. That's this one.
It's not an easy role.
No, it's the most difficult role because you're wearing 60 hats. And then on top of those 60 hats, you're also trying to make it look effortless to the audience.
Yeah.
And she does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
She could play all of the things. Anyway.
I know.
we give you a lot of credit,
I
and she gives you a lot of credit. Your own sister in the band's giving you a lot of credit,
and I'm
because it's true.
I,
You what?
thanks, guys. So I suck at taking compliments. They feel really gross. So I'm very grateful. Thank you. It was very sweet.
You're very welcome.
It is a lot of hard work to be the band leader, but I have Nick and Eric at my back, and most of the time we have James when we are lucky enough to have James when he's not playing. But any of the musicians that we get to play with, I'm lucky enough that they know how to read me. They know. Basically, they follow the body movements, right? And then sometimes, like, when I don't have to sing into the mic and cue them at the same time, I can actually look at them and be like, hey, stop here, So I get really lucky with the guys that we play with, and sometimes the females that I get to play with, because I have friends that are down in Nashville, a lot of female musicians down there, and, two of my favorite musicians to play with at all times would be Meg Williams and Lauren Horrible, because the three of us, we sink into the rhythm together, and that's really what it's about. When you're putting a band together, you need musicians that have a vibe. And you were just telling me about how Gabrielle was just like, I don't care that you're not a bass player, man. Pick up the bass. I want you because I want your vibe.
I mean, I feel like I'm a bass player now. I mean, I can do some of that. It's fun. It's completely different from guitar.
Sure.
And I think that's probably why I can say that, because it's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally, completely different.
But
Night and day.
so
But it's a lot of fun.
So you've just started playing bass. Now the interview has turned. So you just started playing bass, but you played guitar for 25 years, right? So the melodic part, So the melodic part for you as a guitar player is there. You can find certain notes that are gonna just hit right because of that. You've played through your scales and stuff, but don't you just love bass? How it marries the rhythm part of the world and the chordal part of the world.
Okay,
Nerds.
so here's what I'll say. Okay, I will learn the bass line, the signature bass line of something, but I'll add a lot of shit in there.
Oh yeah.
Eventually, so I learn the foundation of something,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't do that to like a James Jamerson bass line.
Sure.
I'm not going to do that. But like, there's some stuff you can add a little something. But when you're doing covers, it's always important to cover the song.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you have to do it note for note either. If the project will deviate and jam for a while, that type of a project, then the bass player can take some liberties. But if you're doing covers, you got to kind of pretty much stick to that, because people want to hear that familiarity, unless you have a signature sound for yourself to do a cover song.
Yeah.
Your way. Not all bands can do that well.
Well, and I love that you said that, because the way that Leslie and I have to operate Lucky Penny, a lot of those popular cover songs that, you know, a one Nikki Reber might be able to sing, us two ladies in the basement over here can't hit those notes. So almost every single song that we do, we transpose to a key that is more comfortable. Plus, the other thing is, you know, playing 3 and 4 hour shows is hell on the voice. So, you know, to try to keep us from actually like hurting ourselves, you know, we'll drop the key, we'll keep it in, you know, a comfortable range, or, you know, just change the key. If it has to go up, it has to go up, whatever it is, right? So, but we never do a song in the original key, which means a lot of times the arrangement has to get changed.
Yes.
So, you know,
I'm sorry.
So you do it your own. You do the song, but you do it your way.
Correct.
100%.
That's cool.
And I've talked to a lot of musicians about this, about like, you know, well, there's a difference between a tribute band and a cover band, right? A tribute band, you could pretty much expect them to do it note for note. Right, because that is the expectation. If you're gonna go see Zoso, you want to hear
Led
Zeppelin coming back through those speakers,
Yeah.
and you want it to sound as close as it possibly can. But if you're in a cover band and your goal is not necessarily to sound exactly like the record, then take the liberties, have some fun, give your spin to something. Because here's the other thing, like, you know, cover bands don't mean to do it, but we all share a lot of the same songs. Not every set list is going to be exactly the same, but we share some songs, so it's nice to hear a fresh take on something.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on any of this.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
Right. I've had so many musicians jump my ass and be like, you can't cover that song in that key. I'm like,
Yeah, you can.
You want to watch?
you're right? Like, well,
Have a sit down right here, sir. I'll show you.
well, it already kind of happened, sir, where the bus has already driven past you. You missed it.
Yeah.
You know, like if you,
Or, bum.
or it just drove over you.
Lynn went to the dark side. I like it.
You know what? I'm here for it.
I mean, you know, I've been working in corporate America a long time.
Bro.
I've seen a lot.
Bro.
I could do podcasts on corporate American stories, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I can't.
Yeah, no, I can't either. I work in the legal profession. It's frowned upon.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do that. Ever.
That's a bad idea.
But it's crazy.
But yeah, and I just want to to piggyback off of what you're saying vocally and how we change to fit our voices. I have a larger range than a lot of vocalists, just as far as octave. My training is in classical theater and opera. That's where I was trained to sing. So I have an opera falsetto. You can't sing rock music like that if that is not your wheelhouse, like your bass voice. I have a deep voice just normally as far as like regularity goes. Trying to sing Pat Benatar, if I'm not transposing that key, that is going to be painful and a bad thing. And for those of you vocalists out there, don't hurt yourself. It's not worth it. Okay? It's not worth it. Just change the damn key so you can sing it and be healthy. It is much more important than singing it. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you, like, I have a handful of people that have ever asked me about changing the key of a song, and most people don't notice. Most people do not notice.
Yeah, most people don't know what you're even talking about.
That's just it's a
Which
melody.
is fine.
The
Yeah.
melody, you know,
Yeah.
words.
As long as it's similar to what they heard on the radio, it's gonna be fine.
Drumline.
And then here's the other thing: like even if they're not like aficionados, they don't have to be. They can still appreciate what you're doing because they're going to recognize the song.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then, everybody's having a good time and it's a shared energy, and that's more important. Being able to put that in the room is a lot more important than being able to put it in the room an octave up when you feel like you're also going to die.
Yeah,
Not fun.
Vocal health, if you want to continue to sing and have a career, is incredibly important.
It is. It is indeed. Yes.
Leslie,
Yes, dear.
you mentioned affecting your writing a little while ago. What writing? What are you writing?
I'm an author. I am currently working on a sequel to my debut novel, and with I have a very busy professional job. I'm a paralegal, and also being a mom, and then having Lucky Penny. I haven't had an opportunity to write as much as I wanted to this year on my sequel, but in 2022, I released my first novel. I'm also thanks. I'm also a published poet, and
What's the name of your novel?
it's called White Lantern, and it's a paranormal thriller about a girl who is born with the ability to see and speak with ghosts. It's a family novelty. All the women in her father's bloodline are able to do it, and she ends up killing a man in self-defense, and then he comes after her as a demon. And I know it sounds very dark
It's so
and
good.
Nikki's a big fan, so if you have questions, please see Nikki Reber with questions, or you can also message me. That's fine. But it's available on Amazon, and it's also available at Griffey's Book Emporium in Delaware, and it's available at the Sandusky Book Bar up in Sandusky, Ohio, and Panyan Books in oh goodness, I forget the city. Panyan Books. If you look it up, you'll find it. No big deal. But yeah, I'm working on the sequel to that, and that was a huge labor of love because it took me 13 years to decide to actually publish it. And I told myself for years it was never going to go anywhere. I was never going to do anything with it. I'm not good enough. I didn't go to college. I don't have the right education. I don't know anything. I'm just an idiot messing around with words because I like it. And then somebody told me, you know what? You should look at TikTok. They have a lot of amazing indie authors on there. So I fell down a whole TikTok rabbit hole looking at all these Ohio indie authors. And I fell in love with this one girl. Her content was really great. She was campy. She was fun. And her books, she likened a lot to the TV show Supernatural, which I am a huge nerd and fan of. And she's like, I published my own book, and now I do all my stuff, and now I quit my job, and I just write full time, and this is amazing. So I was like, I'm going to do that. And I bought her book, and I was so excited, and I was like, I could do this. And then I read her book, and it was absolute trash. It was terrible. To the point where
How'd you really feel about it?
my 6-year-old, my kid was in 6th grade at the time, and he hated English and anything where he had to write a paragraph. It was literally like Egyptian torture to him. And he could have written better than this. So I was like, this woman wrote this, published this, sold this, and now she has quit her day job. And even though I am about as modest as they come about writing, I know I can do better than that. If this is the benchmark, I'm fine. So in 2022, I self-published on Amazon KDP.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I thought like maybe 20 people would buy it, and they would all be like my best friends. And my let's just say my expectations were blown out of the water. I sold several hundred copies in the first couple of months.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are your numbers now?
I don't know. I have not looked. I haven't looked. Dude, I'm busy.
Well,
I'm busy, and we're about to release a single, and we just did a video, and I'm tired. I'm
And
sorry.
you did a photo shoot. It was really cool.
Oh, the one on the water?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out Arrows Focus Photography. She's based out of Indian Lake. She is an amazing, amazing artist, and I am an ambassador model for her photography. And basically, she's just like, you want to do something weird? Let's go. I'm like, word. And then she makes these amazing pieces of art. And yeah, so our first photo shoot was out at Indian Lake, and I took a love seat and a chrome end table with a vase, and we put it in the water, and it got weird and beautiful. It was fantastic. I loved that. Her name is Leah Weisner, and she is an absolute brilliant lady. But I can give you links for her stuff as well.
Cool. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your book, too.
Thank you very much.
Anything on the horizon that you're working on?
I am working on the
book-wise?
sequel to White Lantern, And yeah, I'm very excited about that. Yeah. Oh, actually, our older sister Amanda sent me a TikTok, and it was some guy dancing, and then out of nowhere, it was just this girl who like slides into frame holding up a piece of notebook paper that says "Write the damn book." I was like, "Ouch." Okay.
So yeah, sequel to the first one.
Sequel to the first one. Yeah, my first book, White Lantern, and the sequel will be White Lantern Blackout.
Nice.
And yeah, once I get it, I mean, it's outlined. The outline, I know what happens in it, which is half the battle. Now just to write the damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when was the last Lucky Penny Sisters musical release?
So it was our first release, which we did in 2015.
Okay.
And it was just an acoustic EP that we put out. There's piano, acoustic guitar, cajon, and there is drum set on one or two of the songs, I think. So we're now currently working on releasing some singles. Leslie and I built out a studio in her basement, and I've been working on my production skills and engineering skills. And so we just pretty much wrapped up the majority of Bourbon and Wine just about a week ago in the recording process of it, and it's about to get sent out for mixing and mastering. And then we did a music video. It was the first music video that we've ever done. It was so fun. Nikki was there. Yeah, and Jimmy was there.
Jimmy was
I
there.
had gigs that night.
Oh, well, we'll allow it, Beth.
That's okay, Beth.
That's pretty busy too.
Hopefully there will be
Cheers.
more, so maybe we'll get you in another one.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we so for the video, we actually went to a friend's house. Our friends Luke and Melissa Heidenesher, they live out in Marysville, and Luke has a bourbon bar in his barn. And so he has house concerts out there all the time. And so we got together a really close group of friends and recorded a cute little candid concert up in the barn. And there's, video of people doing shots, and, we go around the circle and everybody falls down. Like it's pretty cute. It's going to be fun.
It was super fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. And we had Rich Marquis Photography handling the videography for it. And that guy is not afraid of anything. And we were just like, I was like, listen, get in there, do your thing, use all of those abilities that you have, that incredible artistic eye, and just, we're going to be having fun. And the letter of the day is like, make it candid, and it needs to look like you are a fly on the wall capturing a night with, our besties and our crew. And he did show us some of the snippets that he took, just raw, unedited, and it's going to be masterful. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So we don't have a date on when we're going to release that just yet. We're just kind of waiting to get everything kind of wrapped up and, ready to go before we start promoting it. But the pre-save link will hopefully be coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So please make sure that you follow us on luckypennysisters.com for that pre-save link, and of course on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all that stuff too.
Just look up Lucky Penny Sisters and we'll pop right up. But
absolutely.
And then we have a lot of other songs that are waiting in the wings to come out, like Unchanged and Villain and Sky Gusty and Huckleberry.
Mac Day.
We've got a lot that we just need to set aside the time to do it.
Are you playing those live?
We are.
Yeah, we do
That's
play those
cool.
songs live. Yep. All of them are out there, like, probably on a phone at some point. So it'd be kind of cool, after we actually get them recorded to, maybe go find some of those old videos and just kind of do a little comparison post or something.
That'd be really sweet.
But we're really excited to be able to work on all of our music, and I've been working on producing our stuff for the last couple years, and so now I'm into the recording side of things, and and I've also started taking on production work for other people. I just produced a couple of demos for some clients, and I wrote a jingle for a client in Australia, and I did all of the, I wrote the whole thing. I sang it, played all the instruments and all that stuff. So that's kind of where my career is, starting to go. I'm honing my skills and working with Mark Abrams, who is the head engineer at Vaughn Music Studios in Upper Arlington, Ohio. And he is also I forget his position exactly on PureMix.com, but PureMix is one of the biggest subscription sites for producers and engineers to learn more about their craft from Grammy-winning producers and engineers. So you pay a subscription and you can actually learn some of the coolest recording techniques that were used on the Beatles albums or even used on, any of your favorite artists that you want to listen to. They got producers that have done literally everybody. And so Mark is actually in charge of putting together content for that and interviewing people and, going to different studios. They were just actually at Abbey Road earlier in the year.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and on top of all that, you run a podcast yourself, right?
Yeah. So I have a podcast called Paradox Jukebox, and I've kind of taken a sabbatical. I had to take a break from it. Things, I went through a lot of change about a year ago and 2 years ago, really, and so I had to put it down for a little bit, but I will pick it back up. But yeah, I've got this awesome podcast, and I've interviewed a lot of cool people from all over the world, really. So I think one of my favorite interviews was that Carol Kay interview that you and I talked about, man.
Yeah.
That was thank you.
Badass.
We did hear that episode.
That
A couple of them. That was one.
She is a force, and I have to say that in that moment, just being on the phone with that woman, I just kept thinking to myself, God damn it, I wish my grandfather was still alive, because he would have lost his mind over the stories that she was telling, because that was his era, right? And so yeah, I think that episode alone, that was chef's kiss for me.
So awesome.
So as a podcaster, what's your favorite episode that you've done so far?
Of what I've been doing here,
Yeah.
there's so many, man.
I know, it's hard to choose.
And they're different. They're for different reasons.
Sure.
There's so many. I mean, and a lot of people I've known for years, and so a lot of them are friends. Those are probably my favorites.
Yeah.
And there's so many. I don't want to forget anyone. Really. The one that I did that kind of spur of the moment stretched me a lot of different directions was the one with the gods.
Cool.
Because Mark Chatfield alone has done a lot of interviews, and his story is out there and well done, over and over again. But to have him with this latest lineup, and all of them contributing as they do musically, right? Their connection to that music from the beginning, and then up through what they're doing now in a refined manner with Mark, the only surviving original member. It was really a very spiritual weekend, because we wrapped it all the way around a weekend of the gods. They had a concert on Friday, and then we did the podcast episode recording on Sunday early afternoon. It was a really cold January day, but it was it was a rush of memories, because I have my own God stories, like everybody in Columbus, eventually will have, if they don't already. But it was a lot of fun doing that.
That's amazing.
Just because it was very personal to me.
Yeah. Sure.
And those guys are just still rocking hard.
Yeah.
Their new music is really good.
That's awesome.
I haven't actually checked out any of their new music yet, so I need to. I'm gonna put that on
It'll
my
be worth your time. I mean, it's good, good
yeah.
stuff.
list. That's cool.
We'll look for your more episodes in the future.
Yeah.
Anything from the Peanut Gallery?
So many things.
Want to ask the Lucky Penny sisters?
Anything you want to know that you don't already know that we did not cover?
Looks like Nikki Marie is all
I'm
excited.
so engaged. It was a listening conversation. These are over here just doing their own thing.
Going
Jamie
once.
and I are Facebook friends.
They're still.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
They're cocktailing on the bed.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you do.
That's what you
Anything
do.
else you want to cover today?
Basically, we really are sisters.
Yeah.
And don't cross us. Our mom is in the mob. And that's a joke. That's the joke that I started. Some barfly wouldn't leave me alone, and I was like, "No, really, you really need to walk away right now because that's my mom, and she's in the mob, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but you will disappear. So please go away." And it worked, and he left, and then I forgot about it, and months later, a friend came up and goes, "I heard the craziest story." I'm like, "Hit me," and he goes, "I heard your mom is in the mob." And I had totally forgot about that. And my face just went blank for a second. And then all of a sudden the realization like hit me like the dawn. And I was like, oh, no. So, yeah. So for any of you listening, our mom is in the mob.
Yeah.
And it's my fault. And you know what? Like, I've told her that a few times. I'm
I
like,
can
yeah.
feel her rolling her eyes at you
Oh,
right now.
But like in the moment, I'm like, listen, I just told this barfly that you are in the mob, and she's like, word. You know, mom will just like, she'll just like, all right, I'm down.
And this is really your mom?
Our mother.
Yes.
Yes, Kimberly Ann Brown Thompson, our mother.
The Thompson family is bee's knees, man.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Sisters are amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
We're very lucky, yes. Our mom's in the mob and our dad tolerates all of us.
Yeah.
Dad can work on a Volkswagen and only say so
Yeah,
many
well, how do you think mom can do all of her mob stuff? Dad can get her in and out. No,
That's
I'm
right.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Holy cow.
Dad is freaking out right now. Dad, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Lynn's looking at you like, what?
I'm just in awe you have, your parents are still here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
our
awesome.
parents are amazing. And you know what? Our parents come to almost every show that they possibly can.
Yeah.
Mom is at home recuperating from a broken leg and kicking ass and taking names. So she won't be out for a little while. But yeah, no, mom and dad are amazing. And I think they are one of the biggest reasons that we are where we are today. They were so supportive. They were not judgmental. They were so patient for the hours and days and weeks and months that we were a shit ass kid band that did not know our ass from our elbow playing in the living room.
Yeah.
They were patient and they were dedicated and they were so supportive and they were never freaking weirdos or jerks. They were so giving of their time and so we really hit the lottery there for sure.
We did. Our mom was kind of, band manager for a little while, and our dad was our very first lighting guy. And then one of the other dads in Rip City Rockers, Jerry, who helped mom, introduce Erica and I, Jerry was our sound guy. So it was very much, like our parents have always been very, very supportive, very hands-on, and whenever we needed a piece of equipment, we'd ask the dads and be like, "Hey dads, somebody needs an amp," or "Hey dads, somebody needs a new microphone.
We need more XLRs.
We need
Where
more
are all the
cables.
XLRs?
Hey
What
dads,
happened to the XLRs?
do we have any more extension cables? I mean, good Lord,
We actually bought had dad buy this gigantic 50-foot pink, like Pepto-Bismol pink extension cord because he kept stealing our extension cords. But and mom was like, buy something in a girly color. He won't steal it.
It didn't stop him.
We actually found it last year at the shop when we were doing a big event, and we called it the Pink Beast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is where the Pink Beast has been. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? This is ours.
For 2 years.
Yes.
Dad, what do you do? And then he just looks at you like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
There's no concept of what you're talking about at all.
The thing is, he's like lightweight klepto, but he's so damn cute. You can't even be mad. You can't even be mad at the man.
You
It's
can't.
good that you feel that way about him.
It is.
Okay, today I feel that way. How about that?
Just keep Priscilla at bay. And
Oh
we'll
no,
be-
you can't bring out Priscilla on Daddy. He's
No.
he's the best.
Awesome.
Dad's the best.
Very good. All right. The Lucky Penny Sisters,
That's us.
episode number 89.
Len, thank you so much.
That was fun.
That was a
was
good
super
time,
fun.
man.
It
Thank
was
you
good.
so much
We covered
for
a
having us.
lot, but
So
you know
much.
what really is very endearing is how you guys, speak about each other.
Yeah, we actually
really cool.
we truly do love and like each other.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that. Like it's not an act, it's not a put upon thing. It's like, no, I really do. Like I will totally go to bat for her. 100%.
Oh yeah.
100.
Yeah, there's no question. And
Yep.
you go to bat for anything near and dear.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's definitely for her.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
Caitie Thompson, Leslie Alexander, the Lucky Penny Sisters, episode number 89.
Woo!
I know.
That's awesome. Man.
Great peanut gallery.
Yeah, killer peanut gallery. Y'all are the best.
Awesome. Thank you. we got Nikki, Marie, we got JP from Radio City, we got Beth from Megabath, and we have
Just
Jamie.
Jamie. Just Jamie.
Just Jamie.
Thanks, everyone.
No relation to Billie Jean King and Randy Moffat.
Thanks. Thank you so much, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.